Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke.
People are proud of this young man. He's worked so hard to achieve this goal.
Yeah, and the future's bright for him, Greg. Not just tonight and not just this season, but for years to come.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And, Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Devin Harris is out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Chandler Parsons. Then there's Charlie Villanueva, and it's Anderson in at the three. Freak kicks to Len, shoots the three, and Brandon Knight hits from deep.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Dallas leading by 6.
And guys, Brandon Knight really fits the mold of the new breed of NBA combo guard. He has the length and quickness to guard ones and twos, and his skill set allows him to generate offense both in transition as well as the half court. And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Hit his foot, and they're saying he kicked the ball. Warren's checked in for the Suns.
T.J. Warren.
.52 seconds left in the first. Freak with it. Down low, and the dunk by Len.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Greg was talking about Brandon Knight. He'd really improve his shooting percentages before the midseason trade last year, and that was one of the bigger weaknesses, Clark, earlier in his career.
Yeah, not only was his shot going down more, it looked better. It was better mechanically, but now to take the next step, he has to cut down the turnover.
Good on the second free throw. We've got 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. Freak kicks to Knight. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Knight's got 5.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Here's Parsons. Dallas again missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration.
And what a feeling it's got to be for this young player is that last bucket. Well, earlier we sat down with Freak and asked him about playing in his first NBA game.
You know, I've thought about this moment my entire life. Now that it's finally here.
You know, Clark, you don't see that kind of perspective for most rookies. And the Suns here with a different look. Alex Len's checked in for Chandler. Henry Sims comes in for Markieff Morris. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. And Freak subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Dallas also making some changes. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Chandler Parsons comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Devin Harris. Freak in at point guard. Henry Sims out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Brandon Knight, and it's Len in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Who's out there for Phoenix.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
Suns trail by 12. Now, Freak goes up on the high post. Again, Phoenix. 1:33 left to play in the first half. Williams against Knight. Parsons on the wing. He's got 7. Wants to get it to Barea and does. Here's Williams. Matthews, no one around him. From outside, off the mark.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
And it's Freak missing. Mavericks leading by 10. Ahead, here's Barea. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
They've struggled against him in this one. Just no answer for Matthews. 9 points and 1 steal.
And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination.
And we've reached halftime in this one.
Hey guys, settle down for a second. I noticed a couple of things from that first half. We were careless with the ball in that half, and that's putting it mildly. You fellas have to do a better job of limiting the turnovers. We gave their D way.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. It's making some changes. Henry Sims has checked in for Chandler. Lure comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Freak subbed in for Booker. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Charlie Villanueva's checked in for Pachulia. Anderson comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Devin Harris has checked in for Parsons. And Barea subbed in for Matthews. On the floor for Dallas, J.J. Barea is out there with Darren Williams. Then there's Charlie Villanueva. Then there's Harris. And it's Anderson in at the power forward position.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game, Clark, and Steve's kind of touched on it, is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Yeah, absolutely a big plus. And oftentimes, Kevin, we've seen it time and time again. Your performance at the line can be the difference maker in a game.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Nowitzki. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty high.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Dirk Nowitzki. He put his team on his back and carried them as we've seen him do before, but it never gets old. A textbook example of making play after play to lead the way.
And this guy's...
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just...
Quando